Hey there everybody, today is Thursday, June 8th, and today I'm going to be talking about the PPP forgiveness for self-employed because the Department of Treasury just released an announcement that self-employed people will get basically full forgiveness for the PPP loan based on their payroll calculation. But first, you know what time it is? It's time to smash that like button, and it's time to subscribe. If you're new here, please subscribe. I keep everybody updated as much as possible on any of the new findings regarding the PPP, the EIDL loan, and anything stimulus package related. Also, please comment below any wins or struggles that you've had through this challenging time. Yesterday, I asked people to comment with their wins. I didn't get that many, so hopefully we'll get some more today. Another win that I've had throughout this whole challenging time is that I started a YouTube channel. That's something that I wanted to do for a while now. And because of all this going on, because of all the need for this information, I finally just did it. So really happy about that. My first video upload was in May. So check that out. It's come a long way since then. Used to be like a shitty camera, shitty lighting in May. Now we're here. A little still simple, but much better. And also before I start, I wanted to say that I was wrong. I thought that the SBA and the Department of Treasury will not alter the forgiveness for self-employed folks, even though they extended the 24-week covered period. I thought they wouldn't change that, but they did. So I was wrong, and I apologize for that. So there's two new PPP forgiveness applications. There's the standard, and then there's the EZ. So I'm going to mostly be talking about the EZ application in this video. And in order to qualify for the EZ, you have to be one of these three things. So the first one is that you're self-employed, independent contractor, sole proprietor, that kind of business, you would qualify for the EZ form. Second is if you had no reduction in wages greater than 25%, or if you did not reduce the number of employees during your covered period, and you were shut down during the period. If any of those things did not happen, you qualify for the EZ form. So basically the EZ form is just that easy calculation where you don't have to adjust your forgiveness amount by like reduced FTEs or reduced wages. Hope that makes sense. So how did the forgiveness calculation change for regular employees? Basically, the original covered period for the PPP was 8 weeks. So regular employees, their forgiveness is based on 8 weeks of pay, okay? Now, since the covered period is 24 weeks, if you have employees, you can calculate their forgiveness amount based on 24 weeks of pay, up to a maximum amount of $46,154. Now, how did that amount come to fruition? That's just basically $100,000, because remember, with the PPP loan, any employee that makes over $100,000 a year is capped at $100,000. So that number is $100,000 divided by 52 weeks multiplied by 24. That's 24 weeks of pay, maximum of $46,154. Now we're gonna get to the good stuff. The self-employed folks and the owner employees. Now just as a reminder, if you elected the 8-week covered period as a self-employed person or as an owner employee, your maximum forgiveness is $15,385. That's just 8 weeks pay at $100,000 a year. That's the maximum, okay? Whatever your 2019 net income was on your Schedule C, divide that by 52, multiply by 8, that was your old forgiveness amount maximum. Now what that ended up being is that's about 2 months worth of pay, but your PPP loan is based off of 2.5 months worth of pay. So there's still a gap there of expenses that you had to worry about, that you had to make sure you paid using qualified expenses to get your PPP forgiven. Now with the PPP Flexibility Act, that's changed completely, especially if you're self-employed. If you're self-employed now, your maximum loan forgiveness amount is $20,833. Now that equals 2.5 months of pay. Same thing with owner employees. If you're an owner of an S Corp or a partnership, your maximum forgiveness, if you elect the 24-week period, is 2.5 months worth of pay. So how does that equate to full forgiveness for self-employed? Well, the loan calculation, the amount that you get for your loan, is based off of 2.5 months worth of net income in 2019. So for example, just to make it easy, let's say your net income in 2019 was $100,000. 2.5 months worth of that is $15,385. Now, if your forgiveness amount is also 2.5 months of your 2019 pay, they're the same numbers. That means that your forgiveness amount equals your loan amount, which means in terms of payroll, that loan is fully forgiven. And that's huge because I know a lot of sole proprietors, a lot of you guys were just worried about how you can spend the rest of the money on qualified expenses and not get in trouble and get the rest forgiven. So now it just makes this so much easier. If you're an owner employee, that is your portion. If you have other employees in your company, you still have to consider them and their payroll as well, but your portion just got a little bigger. The last thing I want you to keep in mind is that this forgiveness is not automatic. And while it's automatic in some sense where you don't have to pay yourself and run these crazy calculations, it's not automatic where it just won't happen without you doing anything. So you still have to apply for forgiveness. Earlier in the video, I told you there's new forgiveness applications. So look for the PPP Forgiveness Application, the EZ version. That's where you would start. And this is something that you submit to your bank or whatever lender you got the PPP loan from. If you're self-employed, there's not much documentation. There's not much you have to do. I would imagine you have to provide your 2019 Schedule C with your application. But due to the nature of being self-employed, you don't have to show that you paid yourself that money. You don't have to keep those kind of records. It's just a simple calculation. You fill out the form, you submit with your 2019 Schedule C, and you should be good to go. Now, when can you submit your application? You have from the end of your covered period and 10 months after is the due date. Hope that makes sense. All right, so that's all I got for today. Thanks for joining me in this short video. I hope to see you tomorrow. Please smash that like button and please hit that subscribe button if you're new here. I appreciate it. Take care for now. See you next time.